We need to distinguish here pity and compassion. Pity is when you also feel it's when you feel the pain of the other person also. So you pity them, but you also experience their pain. So there was scientific experiment where a person was asked to feel, to feel pity with somebody who is suffering. And they applied all these things, on the head and measured what's happening in the brain. And they found out that if somebody experiences pity regarding somebody else who experiences the pain, that the pain of the person who is pitying is identical. It's absolutely same to the person who experiences the pain in reality. So the brain creates the same pain as the other person, even though there is no pain. Even though there is no real loss or real pain in the body. So I would call that not very smart, because when somebody else already feels physical pain or loss and they have to suffer because of that, it is not very efficient, if other people also suffer like that, So rather than allowing ourselves to become shareholders, of that suffering, of that mental suffering, we need to look at the situation from the situation where is no pain. So, for example, let's say that somebody falls into a trap. I mean, real trap, into a hole in the ground. And you are above the hole, you are on the ground there in the hole. So then it's much easier, to take their hand and pull them out than to go down into the hole, and say, hey, I understand your pain, because then both of you are in the same problem, Both of you are suffering to the same level. So we are there standing on the ground and we pull the people from the hole so that they are back on the ground as they were before, or as they might have been before. So that is the attitude that you can take, for compassion. In compassion, we do not lose our ground. For compassion, we are aware of the fact that we do not experience the suffering that the other person experiences, and we are aware that it is better for the person to not experience the suffering than to experience it. And from that attitude, we help them. Always be aware of your present situation, When you meet with people who need your help, be always aware of your present situation. Now you're young, you're healthy, you don't have any big problem, and they may not be young, they may not be healthy, they may have a big problem. So then you try to find a way how to pull them out. You may not be able to pull them out from old age, but you may help them, to become healthier. You may help them to get free from their big problem or to alleviate their pain. So it's more about mindfulness, of the present moment of your body and your mind. So always remind yourself, hey, I don't have this problem. I'm lucky not to have this problem. Now let me help this person so they're as lucky as they can. The Buddha taught 40 practices of concentration, and 4 out of these 40 are known as the noble abidings, the Brahma Vihara. So that's loving kindness, compassion, altruistic joy, and equanimity. And these all are ways how you relate to other living beings, but in terms of meditation practice, because these are specific meditation practices which you can develop while sitting or while walking as a regular meditation time, they help you to purify your attitude. And in this case, you may benefit from the practice of compassion and practice of equanimity. When you develop loving kindness to the 16 levels, if you can develop loving kindness at least to the basic level where you are able to pronounce that may all living beings be happy, then you can develop your compassion in pronouncing, let's say while you're sitting or in your mind, anywhere, anytime, may all beings who suffer be free from suffering. And then gradually you basically develop this compassion practice in the same way you were practicing loving kindness practice. So just like you selected the 5 beloved people and you would select the neutral and the 5 difficult, in the same way you select 5 beloved, neutral and difficult for compassion. And then when you can find out that your compassion is equanimous to all living beings, then you are able to develop your equanimity. So compassion is there as a practice. So when you see that person, or when you think of that person, when you hear of that person, a mental state should arise, a compassionate mental state should arise. May this person be free from this suffering. May this person find peace. May this person be respected. You know, that's the attitude that you need to get in order to really be helpful, you know. If you just suffer the way the other people suffer, that's not very helpful. You need to have the power to wish them first in your mind, then you can develop it in your speech, and if you have the abilities, the opportunity, then of course in your action as well, so that the person really is free from suffering. So compassion, loving kindness, these 2 kinds of meditation develop your mind so that as much as you can also develop your speech and action in a loving and compassionate way. So having the basis of the mind, of the loving and compassionate mind, is actually a prerequisite for perfection in our speech and action. Then there are cases when you really cannot do anything. There's absolutely no way. Let's say the people are too far, or you really don't have any opportunity to do anything at all, and it totally destroys you. In that case, Mahasi Sayadaw, one of the greatest meditation teachers ever in Myanmar, suggests that you practice equanimity. Equanimity is also practiced with a sentence as you are sitting or walking in your meditation practice, namely, all beings are heirs of their deeds. All beings have to experience the consequences of their deeds. So that's the sentence for equanimity meditation. So you basically meditate on that sentence until you get the ability to get free from the sentence and just direct the mind to the object. So this way you can develop your attitude so that not only that you are not affected, but also you are helpful. If you can meditate at least 1 hour every day for compassion, then I think that would have a big effect. And you do not need to do compassion for one specific person. The same way we are meditating here for 20 minutes for loving kindness, in absolutely the same way you can meditate on compassion. And instead of these sentences, may all beings in this room be happy, you would say, may all beings in this room who suffer be free from suffering. May all beings, including me, be free from suffering.